Ahoy hoy! He's Straw, I'm Parker, and together we are the Battle Hammer Q Air Horn Noise. Today I'm going to be doing a little unboxing slash chat thing about this guy. Drum of the Nautilus for Lost World Exodus. Can also be used in Wild West Exodus. Wow! So yeah, I've not opened it up yet. I'm just literally having a look. So there's a comparison of drum against a normal sized Wild West Exodus slash Lost World Exodus miniature. So it's a big boy. He can play for the Outlaws, the Crown in Lost World Exodus, but also the Enlightened, I think, in Wild West Exodus slash Lost World Exodus. So that's good because I like Enlightened stuff. So let's just dive in and have a little look. So I haven't opened it up yet. This isn't like a pre-unboxing. This is a, so if I tip it all out and all the bits are wrong, then I'm sorry. I don't think it will be. So we've got an extra large base. He is a big based booty dude. And we've got some chunky parts. So some honking, chonking chunks of resin, but lovely detail as always from War Cradle. Plenty of rivets and little doodads and bits and scritchy scratches on the casing and stuff. Tiny bit of flash, but really minimal. I mean, the stuff coming out of War Cradle at the moment, their resin is just mwah. This will be really nice to do a glow effect, I think, as he's like burning from the inside kind of thing, you know, as he's a robot. So yeah, he's an automaton. Kind of, I mean, he kind of reminds me a little bit, just a little bit of the Big Daddies. I mean, the Big Daddies from Bioshock are, in effect, just dudes in, like, diving gear, so of course he's going to look a bit like that. Well, I'm loving the little scratches and stuff on his knees, you know, just to show some wear and tear. Got various little pouches, because everyone loves a pouch. Some tubing, again, lots of lovely rivets and stuff. And then we've got the last sprue, where we've got like his faceplate and some various armour plates. A big servo claw with some nice filigree. How well you can see that, I don't know. On the arm there, which is nice. And his rotary harp gun, or whatever it's called. I'll tell you in a minute because I will. And some more armour plates. And they're the back of the armour plates where they go on. So I'm going to go and put this boy together. Meanwhile, here's also me, and I'm going to go through his stat card and a bit of his background, so you know what he's about and what he's good for on the table. Hint slash spoiler: he's tough as nails. Probably tougher than a nail. I think he's bigger and tougher than a nail, definitely. So over to other me to talk about that. So here we have Drum all put together. Went together a dream. I did pin him just because I like pinning stuff. Pinning is winning. So you can see him in all of his glory. He's a big boy on a big base. Just for comparison, this is Francis Tumblety. He's like a standard sized dude in Wild West Exodus. So he is a big boy. He is a chunky boy, as they say, the youth. Yeah, went together a dream. Like I say, I did pin him. I even pinned the this tube on, which you probably don't have to do, but you know, I like pinning. Nothing in the way of gaps, nothing in the way of like issues gluing it together. Really cool. Loving his little faceplate. There's a little bit of movement in there, you know, not massively, but he is supposed to be a big, heavy dude, so I didn't want him in some sort of extravagant pose. The big base is a bit weird. I thought it might be the next stage down, like the large instead of the extra large, but actually he's got some proper table presence on that big base. You could obviously, if you wanted to, do something fancy with it, put something, bit of terrain or whatever on the base, or even a whole dude, which is pretty cool. So yeah, he's got his rotary harpoon gun arm, his servo claw arm with some nice filigree. He's kind of looking to one side, going at you. I like that they've done this little detail in the faceplate, that it kind of like the eye kind of turns to one side a little bit. Just gives it a smidge of character, and the little, almost like a little periscope up top here. That's nice. You know, again, it's just all of these things are evocative, like, you know, of being underwater or whatever. You know, they all represent a little something, which is one of the things I love about the War Cradle minis. And again, on the back we've got that, loving that grill kind of thing. Definitely going to do some sort of OSL glow effect in there. That's going to be cool. Yeah, drum of the Nautilus, ready to go. So now I'm going to throw up his card so you can see what he does in game. Okay, so I've thrown his card up. I'm not going to read his card, you know, I'm going to give you enough time to read that yourself. You don't need me to tell you what all of his stats are, because they're right there. I am, however, going to read the blurb, his little bit of narrative that's on his order page. If you go onto the War Cradle, the Whaling Games website, and you Google drum in the little search engine, and it'll come up with Drum of the Nautilus, and then if you scroll down a little bit, you've got his information, which is like his narrative stuff. So I'm going to read that out while you're having a little look at his stat card. Salvaged by the crew of the HMS Nautilus from an Enlightened vessel adrift in the Mediterranean, Drum was discovered in a shipping container marked as Aberrant Technology, likely to be examined and disassembled. This large automata was apparently built for mechanised labour, but Erasmus Darwin made the construction his own personal project, tinkering for hours on end. He envisaged the machine being used by the Nautilus to operate in the deepest parts of the oceans where no human can travel safely, let alone explore or recover wreckage. After several weeks, Darwin managed to coax the temperamental machine back to full operational capacity, albeit with more than a handful of glitches. His barrel-like carapace earned him the nickname of Drum, and it was clear that he exhibited a sense of self-awareness that Erasmus and the other engineers had never seen in any automata before. Fascinated as to the nature of this personality, Captain Nemu offered the automata the opportunity to join her crew. Surprised at being treated like a human, Drum paused momentarily before enthusiastically choosing to stay and make the Nautilus his home. Drum is naturally very resilient, having a skin of thick brass and copper, and its strength is that of 10 men. While seemingly a gentle giant where the crew of the Nautilus are concerned, he has no compunction in enthusiastically defending himself or his allies in combat. Drum can often be found stationary on the bridge of the Nautilus in an unending vigil, but if the word is given, he is happy to venture off the vessel and join the crew in their adventures on land, or as part of a boarding party. The captain's favourite trick is to have Drum walk along the seabed to the far side of a ship, while the ship's Chowdercar Marines begin boarding actions, only for Drum to ascend on the far side of the enemy deck and cause havoc from this unexpected quarter. Cool, right? I mean, just gives him so much personality as this giant robot dude. Love it. Okay, so I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna read out every bit of his stat line. As suggested in the narrative, he's pretty tough. He's got a grit of 7. He's got the tough special rule, the durable, common rule, the durable common rule as well. If you're not sure, durable means that when you have to make a grit check, you effectively ignore 1 minus. So if it's a grit -2, it only counts as a grit -1. If it's a grit -1, it counts as grit minus nothing. So it kind of gives him almost an effective grit 8-ish, because most weapons do have a pierce value of some kind. So again, makes him super tough. Under his special rules, he has hardy, which means he can re-roll failed grit checks. So you're rolling a 7, so that just means you need 3s, and you get to re-roll, which is pretty good. Even better, a bit further down, he's got bunker. After he's made a move action, gains +1 grit, or sorry, provided he doesn't make a move action after his activation, he gets +1 grit, so it gives him grit 8. So he's succeeding on 2s with a reroll. I mean, you can't reroll 1s, but hell, pretty good anyway, right? Especially if you're at minuses. So his whole shtick is being super tough. And on that big extra large base, I think he's going to have a big presence on the board. He is going to be a bullet sponge. He's going to stand there in the middle of the force. If you don't take him out, he's going to be there a while. Under his common rules, he's got an unstoppable. Now, I'm kind of umming and ahhing about this. So unstoppable means you can do a ram action. And a ram action means that you basically move your quickness towards something, and it has to make a quick check. If it fails, it has to make a grit check -2, or it dies. So you're effectively ramming into it. But if it survives, it's pushed out of the way. And with that big extra large base, I wonder if he could be really good for pushing people off objectives, that kind of thing. If you can move in such a way that you can effectively barge through units of hands, kind of they dive out of the way and then he can claim that objective. That could be really cool. His weapons are pretty good as well. I mean, especially his servo claw combined with forceful strike, so you're going to be on pierce -4 with brutal and lethal on the crit. He's going to be pretty tasty. One of the cool things is, yes, he's super tough, but you kind of can't ignore him. Sometimes you can make, not necessarily in this game, but in any game, you can make something really tough, but then you just go, fine, I'll just not hit it, and it will just be there, and I don't really care how tough it is because I don't need to kill it. But I think if you let this guy do what he wants, he's going to be a bit of a beast on the table. He's got that cool rotary harpoon gun. Admittedly, it's special, so you can only fire it once per turn. But rate of attack 3, pierce -2, brutal, lethal on the crit, pretty good. I think it's going to be worth taking as someone with jury rig. If they've got jury rig, they can make him act out of activation, kind of similar to how what's it called? Oh, Dark Compel, that's the word I'm thinking of. You can compel automata, and because he's an automata, if you've got someone with jury rig, you can make him kind of go extra turns and fire again, so that would be cool. Or maybe move him into position, and then because he hasn't made a move action in his activation, then he'll still get the +1 grit. That could be good. So yeah, chunky boy, looking good, pretty beast mode, like it. As you can see from his keywords at the top there, he's got Outlaws, Enlightened and Crown as his 3 factions. So I'm thinking I'm definitely going to be putting him in my Enlightened force, because, you know, it's not like they haven't got enough big bad dudes with servo claws. An extra one is always good. So that's it really. There he is, Drum of the Nautilus, looking all big and badass. Yeah, hope you liked that little video. I didn't want to go too much into rules and everything else, but obviously you can see what he does. He's pretty hardcore. Definitely a big, tough, beastie dude. Gonna look great. I mean, you could do him in metallics. You could try doing him in sort of extreme non-metallics, or however you want. Massive shout out to Warcradle for sending me a pre-release copy, so I can do this little video for you all to see ahead of time. Let us know in the comments what you think of him. Will you be picking one up? Will you be adding him to your Outlaws / Enlightened forces, or are you just really looking forward to Lost World Exodus coming out? Make sure you leave some stuff in the comments down below. If you like this video and want to see more, don't forget to do all the good things. If you want to help out the channel, we've got various ways you can do that in the doobly-doo down below. We've got Patreon, we've got affiliate links, all that kind of crazy fun stuff. But if you do nothing else today, make sure you definitely do this one thing. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked it and want to subscribe. If you don't like it and don't want to subscribe, you don't have to like and subscribe, but we would like it if you liked and subscribed. And until next time, stay hammered.